Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the band gym. Your Tuesday exercise is very simple. We're going to do some attached T rotations, and we're going to use this setup, a looped microband through a yellow super microband. So what I did is I looped it through. Why do I do that? Creates a longer training system with more resistance variability, and it gives me a wider surface to go ahead and place in my hand to give me greater control. Make sure you attach the band up high so the angle of pull is set up to really engage your trunk and work on that anti-rotation, which is why I really like this variation of T rotations. Now let me take you through some different ways that you can go ahead and do this exercise. All right, now the key to this exercise is not taking the heat and putting it onto your low back. Your low back should stay stable. How are you going to go ahead and prevent that? Number one, by altering your base of support. Number two, by decreasing your rep tempo to make sure your trunk is engaged. And number three, making sure that you are in a base of support and stable enough that you can control. Let me show you what I mean. First and foremost, base of support. Well, I know if I split my stance, I'm going to go ahead and take my low back out of the equation much more effectively. So splitting your stance is one key element. Now, working on control. If you want your trunk more involved, you can go into a weighted stance. Now I'm in a 3-point stance. That's going to make my trunk work a lot more. And then lastly, control your rep tempo. So if I'm into a full knee flexion here, I'm going to control my rep tempo so my trunk has a chance to decelerate and keep my low back safe. Those are the three keys to this movement and things that you need to focus in on while you're performing it. Now let's take you through some different variations of how you can use this exercise. First and foremost, I like to go ahead and start with a weighted staggered stance. So I'm going to keep my knees on the ground, my feet on the ground, and I'm going to go through the movement with my feet on the ground to give me a very strong base of support and teach me how to control my trunk. From there, I'll go into a weighted staggered stance and control it with that. From there, I'm going to go into a bilateral weighted stance, not knees on the ground, because I need to go ahead and let my hips release. So I'm going to go weighted, and I'm going to go through that motion. And then the last one is a full plank position, rotating through and going through the movement that way. So there's some variations of how you can go ahead and incorporate this workout, specifically a T rotation workout.